Israel is facing like a three-front war, and each of them bring their own weapons and bring their own strategies, like 21 tanks in just one day.
21 destroyed in a single day, 20 more the next. Hezbollah.
Iran is disrupting the energy flow through the Strait of Hormuz. 1,500 buildings have been destroyed so far. Factories, the steel factories, the oil depots, 85th wave of missile attacks from Iran. Israel is no longer dealing with one battlefield. It's under pressure directly from Iran and Hezbollah in Lebanon, and now Yemen's Houthis. So this is a very dangerous moment in the geopolitics. The world is falling apart, and Israel is facing like a three-front war. Iran wasn't the biggest problem. Now they have to deal with Houthis and Hezbollah. And each of them bring their own weapons and bring their own strategies. Hezbollah is known for its ground tactics. Recently, we have heard that Hezbollah has blown like 21 tanks in just one day. And collectively, they have blown almost 75 tanks. And that's what Iranian leadership used to say. If Israel would enter its tanks in Lebanon, they would be destroyed in minutes. And that's what just really happened. And on the other hand, Iran is disrupting the energy flow through the Strait of Hormuz, as well as it is attacking Israel relentlessly. There's been news that over 1,500 buildings have been destroyed so far. And that's just the unconfirmed number. Now, the latest reports are that Iran is striking deep within the bunkers in which the Israeli citizens and their military personnel are hiding. So it's not such a great situation for Israel right now. Even though Israel has carpet bombed Iran, and there are reports that over 2,000 people have already died, with mass destruction of Iranian infrastructure like the aluminum factories, the steel factories, the oil depots, and all other necessary infrastructure, as well as the universities, are being bombed by Americans and Israelis. They have carried continuous strikes on Iran, but still Iran's regime hasn't fallen down. It has gone stronger to the point that now they're running out of targets to fire because it's like the 85th wave of missile attacks from Iran. And now, to add cherry on top, we have the Yemeni Houthis entering this war. If the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, and on the other hand, the Houthis block Bab al-Mandab, what is going to happen to Israel? Because it's not a conventional war. This is the war for attrition. So the question rises, how will Israel defeat three very different enemies with different strike capabilities? And what is the future of this war?
Yes, you're right, Wali. The situation on ground in Israel is really dire right now. And there has been so much bombing of the whole country that literally all the buildings, all the energy infrastructure, all the military bases, all the big offices of the government, the Mossad headquarters, every single thing has been hit. There has been so much bombing that they have even now bombed the Dimona nuclear facility. And, all the military bases and the air bases, including Nevatim, about which you know that all the F-35s were housed over there, and we don't know what happened to all those F-35s. And now that Iran has literally downed each and every target that they had in their list. Now they are going for the underground bunkers. And the whole Israeli society is actually stuck in those underground bomb shelters and facilities. And they're not coming out because nobody knows when and where the next bomb is going to strike. And now, if Iran has started targeting those underground bunkers, where will the Israelis go? And in Israel, the strategy of war that they started with in collaboration with the United States was that they wanted a regime change in Iran. But what are we looking at over on the ground in Tel Aviv? That every day there is a procession, a demonstration against their own government, and people are asking their government to end this war, and they want a change in their own government. They are fed up of this fanatic far right government that is ruling Israel right now. And what happened to that idea of a regime change in Iran? And even the mayor of Tel Aviv is coming on live TV and he's crying out, and he's saying that the society cannot exist anymore like this. And he is crying to the president of Israel that why he has brought this war on the people of Israel. And also, if you remember, and the chief of the IDF has come out and said that the IDF is going to collapse internally in a very short time, in a few days. Why? Because they are acutely running out of manpower. What does that mean? That the army people are deserting the army. Already, if you remember, when the Gaza war was going on, the generals would come every now and then, and they would say that their soldiers are tired, their soldiers need a break, they're running out of ammunition and all that. After 2.5 or 3 years of that Gaza war, which is actually still going on, now they have to face another bigger and very much more powerful enemy of Iran. And so what's happening to the army? The soldiers are not ready to fight. And what about the 300,000 reservists? And where have they gone? Have all of them deserted? And I'm telling you that none of these Israeli soldiers want to fight this war, because they know that these wars are endless wars and there is nothing except death for them in these wars. And as if all this pain was not enough, the Hezbollah ambushed the incoming Israeli forces and they destroyed 21 Merkava tanks in one day. This is like beyond normal. And since the few days that Hezbollah has entered this war, there's news that they have already destroyed 75 Merkava tanks. And so what is happening? The soldiers that are forcibly being entered inside Lebanon to grab all that southern Lebanon land, they are returning, they are deserting, they are running away from the battlefield. No?
Indeed, the situation on the ground is very dire. Israel is being decimated from all three fronts. Iran has hid deep inside the bunkers in which Israeli officials were hiding. And if that wasn't enough, the Hezbollah have destroyed like 75 tanks that you just mentioned. And it's not just the tanks that they're destroying. And Hezbollah is firing ballistic missiles while Iran is pummeling Israel with their hypersonic missiles. So now the question arises, why didn't the Houthis join the war earlier? And why were they waiting for this time? Why is this so significant? What about the Red Sea? And also, if the Houthis join this war, is there any chance for Israel to survive? Are they already looking for an off-ramp? We know that Donald Trump is looking for an off-ramp. But now, is Israel desperately going to cry for a ceasefire? Because as we know, they've burned out 3 years worth of interceptors. The interceptors weren't effective to start with anyways. So what do you think about the Houthis now entering this war?
Yes, I think the Houthis have entered at the exact right time because, when the Iranians blocked the Strait of Hormuz, that was almost 20% of the world energy and oil that was blocked, and already the geo-economic effects of this war have been immense, especially for the western side of the globe, for the Asian countries. There has been a lot of problems. So many countries are already talking about energy crisis. And the Saudis and the UAE, they have spent billions of dollars to construct pipelines that cross the whole Arabian desert and then they open in the Red Sea. And the plan was to bring the oil if there is a time when the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, they could bring out the oil into the Red Sea. Even then, they would only be able to transport and sell only one third of the oil that they are currently selling, transporting from the Persian Gulf. But what happens now that the Houthis enter the war and then they block the Bab al-Mandab also. So this is going to be something like a double jeopardy, and it's a possibility that the whole oil and gas business and trade and the movement is choked. And there's also other global commerce going through the Strait of Hormuz, and also a lot of commerce going through the Red Sea. And if the Houthis now block all that thing, then what happens? The whole global commerce or economy is going to come to a standstill, and that is where they say that Iranians are holding the cards of this war.
Maybe it's Donald Trump who's trying to play the double game. Maybe Donald Trump wants to export his own energy because Donald Trump recently came on the TV and he said that America has 2 times more oil production than Saudi Arabia. America has 2 times more oil production than Russia. And guess what? No one is taking America's word. Because just a few days ago, USS Abraham Lincoln had to flee the Arabian Seas because it was struck by some Iranian missiles. And it's so funny that the official narrative was that there was a fire in the laundry room. Now, the USS Gerald has been off duty for 2 weeks. Are they seriously fixing the laundry room for 2 weeks in the middle of the biggest war? So if America cannot defend its own aircraft carriers, how will it ensure the safe passage of multiple ships through the Strait of Hormuz, through the Strait of Bab al-Mandab?